Habakkuk 2 verse 3, for the visions yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Call Allah Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Krakadash. The honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hopefully like men that scattered abroad, pushing his truth with thoughts and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Not to shalom to very few sincere sisters that's taking heed and getting in order in these last days. Then brother Amawan coming to the quick video, low one is edifying to the point. Real quick, one of the bros, just posting about Utah right on Instagram with they ready to roll out with a digital ID. And earlier, if I'm mistaken, it was from the same brother that had posted about Utah as well. Utah's pretty much coming out with a concentration camp. And it made me think about Northern Kingdom, right? And not just the Latin community, but the Native Indians, because they heavy in Utah as well, But just letting you know that they coming through all they coming to Jake, man, But the main thing is this digital ID is getting closer and closer to what this digital system. And what's going to be the actual face of it, right? What's going to be the end result of that system is what? You can't buy, sell, or trade unless you have this device, right? So right now they're getting you accustomed to, the so-called benefits of having a digital ID. You won't nobody be able to hack your shit, Won't nobody be able to steal your ID, your identification. So I'm gonna play this clip right quick, and like I said, the vision yet for an appointed time, right? It's all about increments, right? It's all about gradualism till boom, it's there. You gotta get you accustomed to it, let you warm up to it, then boom, make it mandatory. Once you got a lot of people on board, it's no way. Shit don't need to turn. Turn it back. It's just the rest of them got to get on board, right? Let me play this clip.
Telling you, if you don't start taking what I'm saying seriously, you're going to be screwed. This is really happening. This is not some, oh my God, watch this and wait for the end for solutions.
Big change could be coming to how you prove who you are. Utah State is considering rolling out a digital ID to help prove who you are in your online dealings. But with data breaches on the rise, Jim Spiewak asked if this can be a game changer for your online safety and security.
Everyone is born with identity.
You control your identity. You should control your digital identity.
Christopher Bramwell, Utah's chief privacy officer, is leading the state's effort to create a state-endorsed digital identity system, which would provide residents with a verified digital credential proving they are who they say they are. So someone being able to pretend that they're me probably wouldn't happen.
The whole point of state-endorsed digital identity is to give you control of your identity so nobody can impersonate you.
Bramwell sees initial uses for digital identity.
And that's just the gradualism tool. That's just the the so-called benefit of having a digital ID. That's why they make sure a lot of people accounts be getting scammed and stuff like that, so they can't roll out a new system, man. But see what they're not telling you is the downfall of it, right? Of taking this, because what it's going to lead to is the MOTB. Digital ID is not the MOTB, but it leads up to the MOTB, right? Just like with the the 2019, the 2020, right? Taking the that jab, right? That wasn't the MOTB, but it's leading up to it, But then at that point in time, hey man, if you didn't have no mask on, or in some cases, if you didn't even have the shot, you couldn't even work, right? You had no mask on, you couldn't even go inside the premises, man. So the digital ID is definitely getting there, so they can control the people, because it roughly talks about that inside the book of Revelation chapter 13 and chapter 13 and 15. Not submit to this beast. Pretty much you'll be killed, right? And we know that kill goes into an X out of society, right? And also a physical, right? A literal salaki, because once this thing is off the ground and mandatory, and these folks really start coming and grabbing you up, snatch you up out your house, and you still not trying to comply, it's gonna be off with your head, right? And that's what we know about how bloody Esau's finna get real soon, right?
Identity for things like going through TSA or verifying identity for government services. But he also says demand is growing in the private sector.
Why wouldn't you just use an identity you control to log into services, and you don't have to worry about reset passwords?
Bramwell says once you receive your credential, the state won't know when you use it and it won't be tracked, but it would be stored securely in something like a digital wallet.
What do we tell people about why this will be secure?
So security is our top priority, but most importantly, how do you recover when there's a security breach without having to do reissuance of identity to everybody in the state?
Utah lawmakers passed Senate Bill 260 this year, which laid the baseline policy that gives individuals the right to digital identity, but not a mandate to opt in. Senator Kirk Cullimore was the bill's sponsor.
Everything is digital now. A lot of what we do, even interacting with the state, is digital.
With AI advancing rapidly, Cullimore believes many technologies will soon require state endorsement.
Do you feel confident that what is in policy right
See, it requires state endorsement. Hey, that requirement is gonna be real heavy in these times to come, right? That's because what we're witnessing is really what is going to be the new requirement to move around. Gotta have a digital ID, you know, and it's gonna increase into what? Gradually go into what's going to be the new requirement, right? Having this device. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and go straight to it. You know, about that time I get on this clock, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and it actually saves. Right, this is Revelation 13, and I'm gonna read out the NLT version, verse 16. He required everyone. See, this is gonna be the new requirement, man. He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead, right? Which we know it could be in the left or the right hand. You know, it was a dream that John saw, right? In the dream, what he knew that he seen in his dream, he saw folks was getting, you know, hit up inside the right hand or on the forehead, man. Which is accurate even in today's time. You know, when you go inside these restaurants, when you go to the gas station paying for stuff, you know, they have the chip reader, right? It looks it's common to use your hand to go across the scanner, same where you put your ID at. You know, you put your chip reader from on your card at. So it makes a lot of sense. You know, forehead, it's easy to scan the forehead, right? We went to 2020, go inside hospital, they had to scan your forehead to see where your temperature at. You know, it's the same thing to see where you at. See where you at for the chip. You know, simple, right? So yeah, he required everyone. This is really gonna be the new requirement. So like you. Too much going on around me. It says verse 17, and no one could buy or sell anything without that mark. Right, that's gonna be the new requirement. Like right now, I'm at the job right now. I can't get inside the building without my badge. That badge got a small chip reader in it. You know, if it don't go across that scanner and got the right code to go across that scanner, it's not gonna unlock. You know, you'll be locked out of society, right? And no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was the name of the beast or the number representing his name, right? And that safety and security, you know, made me think about Thessalonians 5:3 when they try to say peace and safety, you know, then sudden destruction. Because hey, think about it is a lot of people want to fall inside this peace and safety, right? They're thinking this thing is supposed to help them, and then boom, sudden destruction. You know, talk about in the book of Revelation, I think 16. You know, roughly paraphrasing about, you know, we diving into the one that receiving that mark of the beast, right? Having that noisome grievous sword, right? That cancer like, so hey, that's gonna be the destruction. They just say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, right? You getting cancer and shit, boils, pus, you know. That's from believing inside the system, man. That's what that reminded me of, right? Because a lot of people finna go to what they finna believe inside this digital ID, right? And they're gonna take it to the next step because of how good Esau has dressed it up for them.
now, as we start to build this out, is the most safe and secure?
You're going to be screwed if you don't start acting. This is why I'm taking time out of my life to do weekly Zoom classes explaining how to be in a position to say F you to digital IDs.
Right, and honestly, you know, soon come, we're going to be at the time of fully trusting in Yahweh Shemashah. Even we trust him fully now, you know, but it's like right now we got training wheels on, you know, And hey, time when Jacob's trouble and time when Esau, come down with that wrath, that's when them training wheels come off. We gotta just, we gotta solely keep depending on Yahweh Shema Shah that we've been doing, but it's gonna be even more so than ever. But yeah, I'm not gonna let the rest of it go on, because she's just pretty much rambling on about what she can do, which is she ain't saying nothing about go find the man of the Lord so he can help you, get close to Yahweh Shem Yahweh if you're Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, Native, but it's rolling out inside Utah, right? And which we know this is going to be a worldwide thing, This is going to be a worldwide event. Everybody will have to have a chip, right? Right now they rolling them out as digital IDs, right? We always talk about gradualism, but hey, like the scripture said, I brought out, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end shall speak and not lie. Though with tarry, wait for it, right? This ID is, this is coming. Like we said, we did a lesson last night, like I forgot. I think the officer had brought it out, paraphrasing it, it draweth nigh, it's closer than what we believe. So if it's closer than what we believe, man, that means it's real close, man. So Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying. I want to give out honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, by Shem Crocodile. Shalom.